Hey there, it's me, Mr. Cadera, and I'm here to give you the pilot video for our complex text self-guided unit. It's going to be all about the sun, energy, matter, and life. I know it sounds like a lot, but I'm sure you can do it. This screen is just to tell you welcome. I'll go ahead and read it if you want to read along with me. That might be very helpful to you. During the next 9 weeks, you will explore outer space to discover how the sun gives life to all things. You will also learn about 2 different types of energy created by the sun and how that energy affects planets and the life on them. Time will also be given to you to explore the different types of matter and how energy affects them. And lastly, and to be honest, most excitedly, you have the chance to take everything you've learned to create your very own planet in our solar system. Now, this whole unit's going to be covering 3 big questions. The first big question is, how does the sun give energy to the solar system? With your readings and video watchings, you're going to be taking a lot of notes and learning a lot of information about the sun and energy. Hopefully you'll be able to answer this question. The second big question is, what is matter and how does it change? And the third big question is, why do living things need the sun? We've got it, you see it every single day, but why do we and everything else that's alive need the sun? Again, you're going to be reading many articles, you're going to be watching many videos. You should gain all of the information you need to answer these questions. Now you might be asking yourself this question, how will I teach myself? That's a great question. Go ahead and read this with me. Self-driven learners use resources to learn information. Normally, a teacher is a great resource to learn from. Self-driven learners become their own teachers and they do it by doing these 3 things. Reading articles in text, books, websites, anything like that that have words on them written by experts are a fantastic way to learn without a teacher guiding you. Watching informative videos. Easier than reading and sometimes a little bit more engaging, informative videos are a fantastic way to learn anything from cooking, playing music, or facts about our solar system. But most importantly, by far, is self-driven learners take notes and ask questions. You have to ask questions to make sure you understand, and you have to take notes to remember everything you learn. Now, when it comes to reading articles, you're going to need to go on your class website. My class website is caderascore.weebly.com. The reading articles section is going to be found right over here called text-based resources. As you can see, we have about 10 or 11 text-based resources already ready for you from your teachers. All you need to do is go through and click them one at a time and read all of the information, or as much as you can, to learn as much as you can about our solar system. Now, when it comes to reading articles, there's many different types of articles available. You'll notice 2 articles, PebbleGo and PebbleGo Next. Those aren't just something where you click and read whatever's in front of you. You actually have to search. You'll notice that in parentheses it says space science and planets and the solar systems. That's what you have to type in the search bar to find relevant information. Other websites, like this one right here about the sun, they give you a nice amount of information. They've got a gorgeous diagram, but more importantly is down here at the bottom. Notice that it says orbiting the sun, solar eclipse, features of the sun, and inside the sun. You're going to want to click on those things to learn those particular pieces of information. If you just look at the pretty picture and read the words below, yeah, it's interesting, but you're not learning everything you can. Click around and explore. Other websites are going to be much easier, like this website about satellites. They've got pictures for you to see, but down here, most of the text just is a block of text for you to read. If you're noticing that some of the words are challenging for you to read, you can always look it up on Google ask a partner, or write it down and ask your teacher for help later. There's many different types of reading resources for you, but I know you'll be able to conquer all of them. Now, when it comes to watching videos, you guys have been watching videos since you were born. You're going to be able to do this without my help, but I'm still going to give it just in case. You'll be able to find your teacher-made or teacher-found video-based resources on the right-hand side of our website. There you'll see we have about 8 or 9 videos about satellites, the sun, matter, energy, and the planets. There's a lot of information there. But what I really want to talk about is the fact that there's 2 main types of video resources. The first and most common is actually down here on the bottom. That's just a direct link to YouTube. Now with YouTube, I want to cover a couple important things. Do not click on the comments. Comments are off limits, and I recommend you don't even read them, because if you're over there reading the comments, you're not learning about the outer space or energy or life that we're supposed to be focused on. Don't click any of the side videos either. And if possible, skip the ads anytime they pop up. You don't want to be wasting your time. If there's any issues when it comes to YouTube, your teacher can help you, but it's one of those things, you know how to use YouTube. Don't mess around with it, please. Other video resources are like this one right here, funkids.com. And with this one, all you have to do is check for that little play button on the middle. It looks like a picture, but if you see that play button in the middle, click it and you'll be able to watch the video. Now we get to the most important part, taking notes and asking questions. Your teachers will have paper copies of your note-taking guides available for you, but if you want to take some notes on the computer, you're more than welcome to do that as well. At the very bottom of our website, you'll see a section of note takers and note-taking guides. The guide looks like this, where it will say notes on and then whatever subject you're reading about. And then it will give you some questions that you should really focus your thinking on. For instance, on the planets note taker, it says what are the different planets in our solar system, what are the 3 different types, why do some planets have life while others do not, etc. Those will help you fill out these questions and important concepts to remember. But one thing that all 3rd graders really need to focus on is the vocabulary words. Any word that's a challenge you want to fill in up here. For instance, solar. You're going to read that word a lot, but if you don't know what it means, it's just a waste of your time. You can look up the definition of solar, which means about the sun. And right there, now at least you know every time you say solar, you're thinking about the sun. Any other words you're going to want to add in. And if you run out of room, get another note taker and write in some more. The more words you learn, the smarter you will be. Now this is a question I get all the time. How do I get help? Well, that depends on what kind of help you need. Let's see what kind of help you need. Are you a student like student number 1? I need help reading these tough science words. Well, if that's the case, there are 2 main ways you can solve this. 1, you can use phonics and syllable rules to sound out the challenging words. Breaking down the vowels, chunking the words into easy to read pieces, that's going to help you figure out how to read the word to see if you've ever even heard it before. The second thing you can do is ask a partner to help you read the challenging word. Partners or even your teacher could help you read this challenging word, but the most important thing is, after you read it, figure out what it means and then write it in your notes. Don't just go, interesting, and move on. No, no, no. You have to read it and write it down. Now, if you're great with your science words, you might be a student that's like number 2. A question I have isn't being answered. Well, just like the first one, there's 2 main solutions for this as well. The first solution is be patient and read carefully. Sometimes the answer you are looking for is just an article or a video away. Some kids have a question and they want it answered right now, this second. But in reality, you're going to have to read a little bit more closely, check a little bit further, and then you'll find the answer by yourself. And answers you find by yourself are so much more meaningful than answers given to you by a teacher. Now, number 2 is ask an expert. You can reach out to a partner or write your question down for your teacher to answer for you. Again, you don't interrupt your teacher. you would just write that question down and then give it to your teacher at a later time. Now, the last thing that students often need help with is they're just confused about something or they can't remember something. Unfortunately, there's only one real solution for this. You have to read or watch it again and think very carefully about what you're learning. Put it in your own words and write those down in your notes. New information can be hard to understand the first time, but don't give up. That same thing is true with recipes, with music, with just about anything. The first time you try something is going to be hard. Read it again, think about it again, try again, and you will eventually get it. Now comes the exciting part, our ending project. The ending project for this unit is to build your own planet. Your project paperwork looks like this. It's also available on the website and it will be printed for you. Every single learning goal we need to learn by the end of this unit is listed for you, and the directions are listed as well. Now, this ending project has 4 steps, and you need to make sure you read and answer all of them completely. Step 1 is to determine where your planet is located in the solar system. If this is the sun, and this is our amazing planet Earth, where do you want your crazy planet to be? Do you want it to be right here between Saturn and Uranus with a whole bunch of different rings around it? Or do you want it to be even closer to the sun, tiny and burning? I'm cool with whatever you want, but you need to be able to think how close or far is your planet from the sun? Which planets is your planet closest to? And what are the features of those planets? How do they look? What are they made of? Is there life? Now that's actually a tricky part, because no matter what, we're going to need to pretend your planet has life, but you're going to need to think about what would your life look like if it was right next to the sun or off in the cold depths of Neptune. Now step 2 is consider how energy is provided to your planet and how it affects the matter on your planet. If your planet is over here with all its fancy dancy rings, how is the sun going to give energy all the way to that planet? Are you going to get a lot of light and heat, or only a little bit? And how's that going to affect the solids, liquids, and gases on your planet? Step 3 is consider what the life would look like on your planet in relationship to the sun's energy. You know how the life looks like on Earth. We've got plants, animals, people. How would it look like on Neptune, where it's an icy planet made of gas and ice and frigid liquid? What do you think that life would look like? Would it look just like us? Or do you think it would evolve in a different way? How do they get energy? How do they survive? And what would the plants look like if there's any plants at all? That's for your imagination and your understanding of science to figure out. And the last and final step is step 4. This is where you get to illustrate your planet and write 2 paragraphs describing the information you gathered from steps 2 and 3. This is the fun part where you get to actually sit down with your pencils and your crayons. You get to draw your beautiful planet. Maybe there's a big mountain on it. I don't know. You draw your planet. You figure it out. I'm going to erase that to not give you any ideas. You draw your planet. You illustrate some of the life forms that would live on it. And you write your 2 paragraphs describing step 2 and step 3. It sounds like a lot, and guess what? It is. But you're not going to get it done in just 1 day or 2 days. This is going to be a project that's going to take you weeks. Enjoy it, put a lot of energy in it, and do your best. And it will show that you've learned everything you can about the sun, energy, matter, and life. I'm very excited for this journey you're about to go on, and I hope you are too. Thanks for watching this pilot video with me, and if you have any questions, you can ask your teacher, or just watch this video again. Have a good one.